go to basic training and you're in the Army, at least when I went, SQ is where you go after basic. So it's harder, it's suckier, it's longer, you're more tired, you're dirtier, everything is worse, right? And that's where you go to learn your Army skills, machine guns, grenades, all the fun stuff. But that's like 10 minutes of a 15-week horrible course. So when I got through basic, I had a grip on how life in the Army worked, and everything was going fine. My plan was to be the gray man, so I thought to myself, okay, I'll do what I'm told, I'll just lay low, and I'll get through, everything will be fine, I'll go off to my posting and do my job and whatever. So the first day on SQ, just by random chance or my handsomeness stood out, whatever it was, I was designated the section senior. So on these courses, basic training, SQ, you get inspections every morning. They inspect your kit, they inspect your turnout, all this stuff, making sure that all your chores are done and everything's clean, everything's good to go, all your equipment's ready to go. Those are inspections. When you are the section senior, you don't get inspected, you go around with the platoon commanders to do the inspections. So my first week there, I wasn't inspected, and I traveled around with the commanders. The second, and that sounds like a sweet break, but I'll get to where it took a shit. The second week, I was made the platoon senior, so rather than going around with the section commanders, you'd go around with the platoon commanders to all the sections. You'd take notes on your course mates' turnout, and you'd pass those along so that they can improve. And it sounds like I'm getting like a sweet free pass. I'm not getting inspected. You know, everything's fine. But not being inspected means that I'm not being corrected. I'm not learning. I'm not being molded the same way that all my peers are. So my first inspection was on the first day of the third week on SQ. So I'm way behind, and you know, you'd think, well, you've been taking notes all this time. Well, the commanders make games of what they can pick up on and what they can screw the guys with. So it's not like I had a perfect list of things I needed to improve. So my very first inspection, my spare set of boots didn't have black polish on the bottoms of the soles. So that infraction, that is what they picked up on, got me on the shit list. I was the only person on it, and I was off to a terrible start. So not only was I not the gray man, I was the only person that they recognized as someone who screwed up so obscenely to not have black on the bottom of his boots. And then, you know, everything kind of went downhill from there. You learn on basic that the people that succeed, the people that do well, you can be out of shape, you can be dumb, you can be tired, you can fall asleep, you can get yelled at every day, but if you want to be there and you have a really good attitude, you'll be fine. You'll get through, everything will be fine. However many times you screw up, it doesn't matter, you'll be fine. So I would tell myself, okay, well, just keep your head down, power through. You know, you've only got 2 more weeks, 1 more week. You've only got 1 more night duty. You've only got, 1 more hour on this exercise. Whatever it was, just get through it, you're fine. So again, back to my plan, being the gray man, didn't pan out that way. So, but I tried to have a good attitude and everything was fine. So when they were assigning your personal weapons, there's your C7, which is your typical M16 rifle. But in every section, there's 2 machine gunners, and it sounds awesome, but the machine gun is twice as heavy as the typical rifle, and there's more parts, you have to clean more. When you do a BFT, it's a battle fit test, you got to do a 13K march, you have to do it with your weapon. So now, not only am I carrying a weapon, but it's twice as heavy as everyone else's. Okay, I'll get through this. I only have to carry it for 10 more weeks. It's fine. Other stuff you don't think about in your tac vest, the ammo pouch for the C9 ammo is typically empty because you don't usually have a C9, you usually have your other one. So you could put your fleece in there. You could put a winter coat, or not a winter coat, but something in there to stay warm at night. Since I had a machine gun, my pocket was full of machine gun ammo. So when you're at 3 in the morning, you're digging a trench, you're cold, everyone else is digging out their nice cozies, I got nothing. So all this stuff, my course wasn't going like I wanted it to go. But I said to myself, it can't last forever. Stick with it, you'll be fine. And just personally, I don't like to sit around if there's a job to be done or if someone's doing something. So when they would come looking and say, okay, we need 5 people to go and do this thing, the whole section looks bad if nobody volunteers. So I would tend to just get up and do it, and that's what you're there for, that's the course. So it's going to be shitty whether you volunteer or not. You may as well just go for it. But just keeping that in mind, going through the course, when we got into the field, the same section commander that came and got me on his shit list came out to the course, said he needs a volunteer. Or he needs 2 volunteers. So I went up, another guy, Conway, he went up, and then when we got up there, they said, okay, we need 1 more volunteer. And then another guy, Jeffrey, he came up. So when we got up there, what they wanted to say was that they had a bet, the section commanders had a bet going on, that if they asked for volunteers, they would get me, Conway, and Jeffrey in that order. And that's basically exactly what turned out. And so what they wanted to say was that we were off the hook for any other volunteer, anything, the rest of the course. Like, as far as that work was done, we're good. So if there was a job, a duty, or whatever it was, we were free and clear because we'd helped out so much. On these courses, they have attacks. So say if you're on a night patrol or if you're manning a position, they have some dudes come up and throw bombs and guns and stuff like that. So on this particular night, we were cold, tired. We're digging trenches in rock and clay and rebar that's already been buried before. We're tired. I was just about done with my life. I was tired and cold and fed up. And then the night attack happened. And like you'd expect, no one was prepared. Everything was a big scramble. But we went through it and got through it all. The next morning, the whole course was together. So there's 3 sections. Everyone got together. And all the section commanders agreed that of the whole course and everyone that was involved in the attack the night before, that my hamster was the only one that survived the attack to keep my wheels spinning until the morning. So everyone else screwed up so hard, except for me. So knowing that I started so badly, I just wanted to lay low and not stand out at all and get through. That didn't happen at all. But because I just, stayed positive, stayed with it, had a good attitude, always tried to get along with my peers and section commanders and stuff, just to have all these section commanders, they're hard Army guys, say basically to your peers that you're working with that you are doing or have done better than everybody, it felt good. And so something like that sticks with you. And it was, it's not anything official. It's just an offhand comment in a group. But just the fact that they pointed out that I did well enough when everyone else kind of shit the bed, little stuff like that kind of sticks with you. So, life's going to hand you a shitty deal. it just is. But if you can try to just, keep your head down, power through, stick with it, you will probably get through and you'll be just fine. So, thank you.